Welcome to the Discourse Analyzer AI Toolkit, where articles come alive. You're hearing the audio version of our article. For the full text and an interactive experience, check out the link in the description below. Interact with any section using our AI assistant to enhance your understanding. Let's explore.
Blending structuralism with discourse theories. Blending structuralism with discourse theories explores the significant transition from structuralism to post-structuralism and its profound influence on discourse analysis. This article delves into the origins of structuralism, particularly its foundation in Ferdinand de Saussure's linguistic theories, and charts its evolution into the dynamic field of post-structuralism, characterized by figures such as Michel Foucault and Jacques Derrida. The article highlights how structuralism's focus on language as a system of differences has provided critical methodologies for understanding how meanings are constructed within various discourses. It examines the shift towards examining the fluidity and contingency of these structures through post-structuralist lenses, which challenge the fixity and apparent neutrality of structuralist frameworks. Furthermore, this piece elaborates on the integration of structuralism with other discourse theories, illustrating how this has enriched discourse analysis by introducing a nuanced understanding of power, identity, and knowledge as constructed through discursive practices. The discussion extends to the interdisciplinary impacts of these theories, showcasing their application in fields such as cultural studies, sociology, and anthropology, and highlighting how they facilitate a deeper understanding of social and cultural phenomena. This introductory article is crafted to provide readers with a comprehensive understanding of the theoretical underpinnings that guide current discourse analysis practices. It prepares them to engage more critically with the texts and contexts that shape human communication and societal structures, emphasizing the ongoing relevance of structuralist and post-structuralist theories in analyzing contemporary issues. 1. From structuralism to post-structuralism. The integration of structuralism with other theoretical frameworks in discourse analysis marks a critical juncture in the evolution of social sciences and humanities. Among the most significant shifts is the movement from structuralism to post-structuralism, a transition that both builds upon and challenges structuralist foundations. This shift is emblematic of the dynamic interplay between continuity and change in theoretical developments. 1. Overview of the evolution. Structuralism posited that the phenomena of human life, including language, culture, and society, are understandable only through their interrelations within a larger, overarching system or structure. Ferdinand de Saussure's linguistic model, which emphasized language as a system of signs defined by their differences from one another, laid the groundwork for structuralist thought. Post-structuralism emerged in the late 20th century as thinkers began to question and deconstruct the very structures and binaries upheld by structuralism. This movement is closely associated with figures like Michel Foucault, Jacques Derrida, and Roland Barthes, who sought to reveal the instability and fluidity of meanings within structures previously considered fixed and coherent. 2. Key thinkers, Michel Foucault and Jacques Derrida. Michel Foucault challenged structuralist notions of fixed historical and cultural structures by emphasizing the role of power in the production of knowledge and discourses. Foucault's analysis of discursive formations illustrated how power relations are embedded in the very fabric of discourse, thereby questioning the neutrality of language and structures posited by structuralism. Jacques Derrida introduced the concept of deconstruction, focusing on the inherent instability and play of meanings within texts. By critiquing Saussure's structuralist linguistics, Derrida argued that meanings are deferred indefinitely through a process he termed difference, highlighting the fluidity and multiplicity of meanings that structuralism sought to stabilize. 3. Discussion on challenges and contributions. Challenging structuralist foundations. Post-structuralism challenges structuralism's search for underlying universal structures, instead proposing that structures are contingent, constructed, and susceptible to change. This critique extends to the notion of binary oppositions, which post-structuralists argue are not natural dichotomies but socially constructed and hierarchical. Building upon structuralist foundations. Despite its critiques, post-structuralism builds upon structuralist insights by maintaining a focus on language, signs, and systems. However, it shifts the emphasis from the identification of stable structures to the exploration of how these structures are produced, how they evolve, and how they can be deconstructed. Implications for discourse analysis. The transition from structuralism to post-structuralism has profound implications for discourse analysis. It expands the analytical focus to include the ways in which power, knowledge, and subjectivity are constituted through discursive practices. This shift encourages a more critical and reflexive approach to the analysis of texts and discourses, acknowledging the role of discourse in shaping, and being shaped by, social and political contexts. 4. Broader impact. Interdisciplinary influence. The influence of post-structuralism extends beyond discourse analysis to fields such as cultural studies, gender studies, and political theory, where its principles inform critical inquiries into identity, power, and resistance. Methodological innovations. Post-structuralism has inspired methodological innovations in discourse analysis, emphasizing the critical reading of texts, the interrogation of authorial intent, and the exploration of discursive strategies that construct and contest meanings. In conclusion, the integration of structuralism with post-structuralist frameworks represents a pivotal evolution in the theoretical landscape of discourse analysis. By challenging and reconfiguring structuralist assumptions, post-structuralism has enriched the field with deeper insights into the complexities of language, power, and meaning, setting the stage for ongoing explorations of discourse as a site of social and political engagement. 2. Interdisciplinary approaches. The integration of structuralism into various interdisciplinary approaches has significantly expanded its impact beyond linguistics and semiotics, profoundly influencing the fields of sociology, anthropology, and cultural studies. Structuralism's emphasis on underlying systems and structures provides a comprehensive framework for analyzing the complex interrelations between elements of human culture, society, and behavior, highlighting how these elements are shaped by and contribute to larger patterns and structures. 1. Structuralism in sociology. Social structures. In sociology, structuralism has contributed to a deeper understanding of social structures that govern individual and group behaviors. It suggests that societal norms, institutions, and relationships function within an overarching system that influences social practices and interactions. This perspective enables sociologists to examine the ways in which social institutions, such as family, education, and religion, maintain or challenge societal order and hierarchy. Power and identity. Structuralist approaches in sociology often focus on how social identities and power dynamics are constructed and perpetuated through social structures. By analyzing the binary oppositions and relational values within social categories, such as class, race, and gender, sociologists can uncover the underlying mechanisms that produce and reinforce inequalities in social hierarchies. 2. Structuralism in anthropology. Cultural analysis. Claude Lévi-Strauss's application of structuralism to anthropology revolutionized the study of cultures by proposing that myths, kinship systems, and rituals are organized by universal mental structures. This approach allows anthropologists to identify common patterns and structures across diverse cultures, facilitating comparisons and insights into the human condition. Myth and symbol. Structural analysis of myths and symbols in anthropology reveals how cultural narratives and symbols function within systems of meaning to convey cultural values, beliefs, and norms. By dissecting the structures of myths, for example, anthropologists can understand how societies conceptualize and communicate their worldviews and cultural identities. 3. Structuralism in cultural studies. Media and representation. In cultural studies, structuralism informs analyses of media texts and practices, exploring how cultural products, films, literature, media, are embedded within and reflect broader cultural codes and conventions. This includes examining how narratives and representations in media are structured by and contribute to the construction of identity, ideology, and power relations.
Interpretation of cultural texts. Structuralist methodologies in cultural studies emphasize the significance of the underlying structures that shape the production and interpretation of cultural texts.
This approach aids in deconstructing the meanings and ideologies embedded in cultural productions, highlighting how they reflect and shape societal norms and values.
4. Interdisciplinary impact.
Bridging disciplines. Structuralism's influence across disciplines underscores its utility in bridging linguistic analysis with broader social and cultural inquiries. It provides a coherent framework for exploring how structures, whether linguistic, social, or cultural, inform human understanding and organization of the world. Critical inquiries. By applying structuralist principles, scholars in sociology, anthropology, and cultural studies can engage in critical inquiries into how structures influence human behavior, cultural production, and social organization. This interdisciplinary approach enriches our understanding of the interconnectedness of language, culture, and society, offering nuanced insights into the dynamics of human interaction and cultural expression. In summary, the integration of structuralism into interdisciplinary approaches has enriched the analysis of social, cultural, and anthropological phenomena. It has provided scholars with the theoretical tools to explore the underlying structures that shape human culture, society, and behavior, highlighting the complex interplay between individual elements and larger systemic forces. Conclusion. The integration of structuralism across interdisciplinary fields, alongside its evolution into post-structuralist thought, represents a transformative journey in the study of language, culture, and society. This journey illuminates the dynamic nature of theoretical development, characterized by an ongoing dialogue between continuity and innovation. From its inception, structuralism offered a novel lens through which the interconnectedness of language systems and cultural phenomena could be understood. By positing that meaning emerges from the differential relationships within a system, structuralism laid the groundwork for profound insights into the nature of human communication and social organization. The movement towards post-structuralism, led by thinkers like Michel Foucault and Jacques Derrida, expanded on these insights by questioning the stability and coherence of structuralist binaries and systems, thereby introducing a more fluid and contested view of meaning and power within discourse. The transition from structuralism to post-structuralism did not merely critique or abandon structuralist foundations. Rather, it deepened the inquiry into how structures are constructed, evolve, and can be deconstructed. This shift has significantly influenced discourse analysis, expanding its scope to explore the constitution of power, knowledge, and subjectivity through discursive practices. It advocates for a critical and reflexive approach to analyzing texts and discourses, recognizing the role they play in shaping and being shaped by broader social and political contexts. Moreover, the application of structuralist and post-structuralist principles across sociology, anthropology, and cultural studies demonstrates the interdisciplinary reach of these theories. Whether analyzing social structures, cultural myths, or media representations, these fields leverage structuralist insights to uncover the underlying patterns and codes that shape human behavior and cultural production. This interdisciplinary integration enriches our understanding of how language and culture are intertwined with societal norms, values, and identities, offering nuanced insights into the dynamics of human interaction and cultural expression. In conclusion, the journey from structuralism to post-structuralism and its integration into various theoretical frameworks and disciplines underscores the enduring impact of these theories on the humanities and social sciences. By challenging and reconfiguring our understanding of language, culture, and society, structuralism and post-structuralism have equipped scholars with critical tools for exploring the complexities of human interaction and cultural production. As we continue to navigate the intricate landscapes of discourse and society, the insights derived from these theoretical developments remain indispensable, guiding our efforts to interrogate and understand the multifaceted world in which we live. Frequently asked questions. What is the significance of the transition from structuralism to post-structuralism in discourse analysis? The transition highlights a critical evolution in the understanding of language, culture, and society. It moves from viewing structures as fixed and universal to seeing them as dynamic and constructed, emphasizing the fluidity of meaning and the role of power in discourse. Key thinkers like Michel Foucault and Jacques Derrida have been instrumental in this shift, introducing concepts like deconstruction and the critique of binary oppositions. How does post-structuralism build upon and challenge structuralist foundations? Post-structuralism challenges structuralism by questioning its fixed structures and binary oppositions, proposing instead that meanings and structures are contingent and constructed. Despite these challenges, it builds upon structuralist insights by maintaining a focus on language and signs but shifts the emphasis to how structures are produced and can be deconstructed. What are the implications of post-structuralism for discourse analysis? This shift expands discourse analysis to include critical examinations of how power, knowledge, and subjectivity are constituted through discursive practices. It encourages a more reflexive approach, considering the role of discourse in shaping social and political contexts and vice versa. How has structuralism influenced sociology? In sociology, structuralism has deepened the understanding of social structures and their impact on individual and group behaviors. It has provided tools to analyze how societal norms and institutions influence social interactions and how social identities and power dynamics are constructed and maintained through these structures. What role does structuralism play in anthropology? Structuralism, particularly through the work of Claude Lévi-Strauss, has revolutionized the study of cultures by suggesting that myths and kinship systems are organized by universal mental structures. This perspective enables anthropologists to uncover common patterns across cultures, offering insights into the human condition. How does structuralism contribute to cultural studies? Structuralism informs the analysis of media and cultural products by examining how they are embedded within and reflect broader cultural codes. It aids in deconstructing cultural texts to understand how they contribute to the construction of identity, ideology, and power relations within society. What is the interdisciplinary impact of structuralism? Structuralism's influence extends across disciplines, bridging linguistic analysis with social and cultural inquiries. It provides a coherent framework for exploring the interconnectedness of language, culture, and society, fostering critical inquiries into how structures influence human behavior and cultural production. How does structuralism address the interpretation of cultural texts? By emphasizing the underlying structures that shape cultural production, structuralism enables a critical examination of cultural texts. This approach reveals how narratives and symbols convey cultural values, norms, and ideologies, reflecting and shaping societal values. Can you give an example of how structuralism deconstructs naturalized concepts in society? By analyzing binary oppositions and relational values within social categories, structuralism can deconstruct naturalized concepts such as gender roles, revealing how linguistic and cultural practices produce and reinforce these concepts as natural when they are, in fact, socially constructed.